You saw the title. Yes, Caitlin Clark finally addressed the officiating. But here's the part nobody's put together. Why she invoked Stephen Curry, and how that shields her while exposing the ref's pattern against the Fever. We're pulling the exact clips. The eye contact from Deja Carrington, Skylar Diggins-Smith's shove, Jackie Young's contact, and the calls that followed. Stay, because we'll map those plays to Stephanie White's -31 free throw gap and show how that number turns frustration into evidence. By the end, you'll know why this isn't a rant, it's a case file. You heard her drop Steph's name, and it sounded casual, but that wasn't random. Clark picked the NBA's cleanest example on purpose. Curry has lived through the same off-ball grind for a decade, and everyone's seen it. Grab the jersey when he cuts. Face guard him on every relocation. Slide a body into his path on a handoff and dare the ref to call a moving screen. By linking to Curry, Clark opened a door without pointing a finger at anyone in the W, and that unlocks something powerful. She can describe the defense without saying the league is failing. Think about what Curry deals with when he's not dribbling. On a simple pin down, the defender sits an arm bar on his ribs before he clears the screen. On a wide pin, there's a tug at the waist, a quick hip check at the catch point, then high contact through the curl. Curry keeps running, the camera stays with him, and the audience knows those touches add up. Clark is living the same thing. Off ball, she eats contact before she even shows her hands. She gets stymied on the route, then tagged again when she turns the corner. When she references Curry, she tells you, without saying it outright, that the template exists and the calls aren't matching it. There's also risk here. If she blasts officiating directly, she invites fines, and the league turns the conversation into player versus refs. Instead, she picks a parallel that viewers already trust. Curry's treatment is public record. You've watched him get held, shoved off his line, and baited into push-offs that draw quick whistles. So when Clark says his name, she lets you connect the dots. Same actions, same contact, different outcomes. Now lay the film over the rule language. Both leagues talk about freedom of movement off the ball. You can't impede a cutter's path with illegal contact. You can't use an armbar to redirect a player on a pin down. Verticality protects a defender going straight up, not one leaning into a curl or stepping into a handoff lane. Consistency is the backbone. If contact on the route is illegal, it's illegal in the first quarter and the fourth. If a moving screen is a point of emphasis, it can't become a makeup call after you miss 2 grabs on the prior possession. Watch the sequence that keeps popping up. Jackie Young gets into Clark's body on a curl before the catch. No whistle. Next trip, Clark extends an arm to create space on a handoff, and it's an instant offensive foul. That back-to-back is the issue. It resets the standard in real time and tells defenders how much they can get away with. And once the whistle rhythm tilts, it snowballs. A star can get protected for the same action that another star gets punished for, and the label sticks fast. Reputation becomes reality, then reality becomes the whistle. Public sentiment matters here. When fans, analysts, and players keep seeing the same off-ball grabs go uncalled, that perception hardens. It can flip reputations or reinforce them. Clark's move uses Curry as both a shield and a megaphone. You can't accuse anyone of bias when you're just describing what elite shooters have dealt with for years. But you can raise the heat on enforcement by pointing to a known standard and the clips that don't match it. We've got those receipts lined up. The eyes, the shove, the hip, and the number that turns a bad night into a pattern. Now let's open the case file. The eye shots, the shove, and the number that's hard to ignore. Line up the film with the numbers, and the story changes. One clip can be a miss. 3 clips tied to outcomes, then matched with the box score math, gives you something stronger. We're stacking Deja Carrington's eye contact, Skylar Diggins-Smith's shove, and Jackie Young's on-body bump right beside the whistle that followed each one. Then we add the playoff free throw gap that the Fever staff tracked, -31. That's not a random swing. That's pressure on every possession. Start with the Carrington play. Clark comes off a flare, eyes up, and Carrington's hand rides high. You can see the fingers make contact near the face as Clark tries to square to the ball. The trail ref is shaded left, the slot is straight-lined by the screen, and the baseline has an open look. No call. The game flows. On a near-identical action in another game this postseason, same hand high, same contact to the face, the whistle came fast, and the offense got free throws. Angle matters. On a near-identical action in another game this postseason, same hand high, same contact to the face, the whistle came fast, and the offense got free throws. Angle matters. Timing matters. But the point is simple. When the eyes get touched, leagues don't usually wait for a second look. Now the Diggins-Smith shove. Clark cuts through the nail. Diggins-Smith meets her early, 2 feet outside the lane line. There's a clear forearm, contact into the chest, and Clark's path shifts. The nearest official stands with an unobstructed line. Again, play on. 2 trips later, Clark comes off a dribble handoff and uses a light extension to create a pocket of space. The arm moves, the defender sells it, and the whistle snaps for an offensive foul. Same court, same crew stance. Very different threshold. Jackie Young's contact shows up off the ball. Clark curves from the corner to the arc, eyes on a catch and shoot. Young shades the hip, bumps Clark off the route before the catch, then rides the shoulder through the turn. No whistle. Minutes later, Clark sets a screen on the wing. She adjusts her feet mid-contact, and it's a moving screen right away. That contrast is the heart of it. Illegal contact off the route gets a pass, while slight motion on a screen gets punished. Now add the math. In the playoffs, the Fever's free throw attempts sit deep in the red compared to their opponent. The staff called out a -31 free throw discrepancy. Tracked across the series, not a single night. In a normal postseason, teams might swing a handful either way game to game. Double digits over a series marks you. A gap that large, in that span, sits on the edge of what you'd expect historically for a balanced matchup. That's why it feels different. It stacks with what the film shows. Here's where whistle rhythm enters. Early no-calls set a bar. Defenders feel it, push a little more, and get rewarded with silence. Offense reacts to the force, extends, or clears space, and that's when the whistle pops. The advantage compounds. You can hear concern in real time when analysts point out missed fouls as they happen, not after the buzzer. Once that tone sets on the broadcast, fans track it too, and the pressure builds outside the floor. Put it together, and the pattern comes into focus. Clark absorbs contact before the catch, at the catch, and after the catch without consistent whistles. The Fever get pushed off the line while their own minor infractions draw quick penalties. Possessions dry up. Free points vanish. And a tight series tilts one notch at a time, until -31 isn't abstract anymore. It's the margin between a chance and a chase. So what's the next layer? This bleeds into how the league treats marquee names on the other side, and how that intersects with the business that rides on every primetime slot. Clark's move is pressure, plain and simple. Use the Curry lens so the defense speaks for itself, show the film so the contact is undeniable, and anchor it to the math so the pattern holds up. That forces a choice. Consistent standards or chaos disguised as let them play. Now watch with a ref's eye. Track every off-ball grab on Clark. Note when fouls arrive, early or late. Clip it, share it, timestamp possessions, and keep receipts across games. If scrutiny jumps in 2026, does the whistle tighten? And when superstar treatment gets audited live, which contender sees its edge fade first?